Oh, geez, I'm going to have to do a second take here. You didn't capture the first one, told me. Well, let me start this off, as I usually do, by saying, why do you need glasses when you have a bottle? Oh, that's tasty. Look, it's almost 1 a.m. Tuesday, May 21st, 2019. The title of this program, although I'd like to get on to what I want to really talk about, which is physics, ETs, stuff like that, liquid ships, things keep holding me up because I really have to be in a mindset to talk about that very intense subject. And the topic of this episode is Die, Junkie, Die. I've had a long, difficult day. At least I took a little nap in the evening. And I spent about an hour talking to my best friend, attorney. His wife's a professor of biochemistry, because his dad's in bad shape and in the hospital, and I tried to let him know after I acquired sufficient information that no, his dad's not in that bad a shape. But he luckily rescued his dad from one of the worst medical establishments in this state. I won't say what. So, perhaps I can keep this shorter here. I really hate junkies. I spent decades of my life studying junkies, from my sister Rhonda, who died at age 48, almost 19 years ago, to school chums like Frankie, Spanish last name, to you name it. And all those decades of study is that only showed one thing, is that the nature of a junkie is that they want to feel sick. They've already victimized everybody around them. They've stolen, they've cheated, they've lied, and now they want to flip the script and become a victim. And a junkie. Oh, I'm a victim of the opioid manufacturers. Let's sue them, you fucking losers. I've done all kind of tests and trials in my life and stuff like that, and I've had conversations with MDs and stuff that are fairly knowledgeable, and what it all comes down to is that junkies will shoot up anything, snort anything that makes them feel sick. They want to feel sick. And I'm sorry, right now I can see where I didn't brush my teeth after dinner, and that's why I have these chatline homos who say they're going to shut down this channel. No, if you're a homosexual, I can't possibly be offending you, and I'm not advocating killing you, so it's not hate speech, so go fuck yourself. You admit you're homosexual and you love smoking poles, so just shut the fuck up. You can't do anything to me. You haven't done it, and yet almost every day or every other day I have to listen to some little blind homosexual who's actually asexual, say, we're going to shut your YouTube channel down for being racist and sexist. No, if it's the truth, it's not racist or sexist. I've only had one video deleted, and that was because about 100 Yankees made multiple complaints. So anyway, I'll get on with it. The problem with junkies is that they like to feel sick. They always got that, and as you can tell, it's almost 1 a.m. and it's still 75 degrees here. We finally have gotten out of spring and winter here. No skull cap, no shirt. I'm actually buck-ass naked right now, if you know what I mean, because that's what's comfortable this time of year. that when I go to bed, I'll only use one sheet, one brand new, fresh, pure cotton sheet. That's all I need to just keep the bugs off of me or whatever. A long time ago, well, relatively, it was actually only about 10 years ago that I finally completed my study of junkies. And die, junkie, die. Is that they victimized everybody around them, and now they try to pretend that they're some kind of victim when they're not. They're victimizing themselves. They will join these methadone, Suboxone clinics that turn their teeth to chalk and make their hair fall out and all kind of stuff, and cost the taxpayers $300,000 to $500,000 a year, just so they can go, oh, I'm an addict. Oh, actually, I was talking to a cop today. I won't say which agency. And he says, everybody hates junkies. And I say, no, sir, it's not true. Like in the state of Maine, they worship them. Most of them are addicts. And that's common for all northern territories to get into obliterative drugs like alcohol, opioids, or any kind of pills that will make you black out, and with the dream of hoping to wake up when it's warm. In places where you only have 2 seasons, winter and August. That's the problem right there. Winter and August. So, I already told you I spoke to my best friend about medical things. I've had a long day. I've had to deal with governmental issues, etc. Because I'm approaching a certain age, they want to increase their control over me. Fuck you. And fuck you, Trump. And all your bitch boys. Today in town, we've got like one large shopping area. It's like a grocery store and a Walmart and stuff like that. And I always am sitting out on the patio, especially before or after I finish shopping, because I really hate hard surfaces. Out here, it's all wood or gravel or sand or turf. It's easy on me. But in town, it's murderous. So I sit down, have a smoke, and I was telling this one group of people, which were clearly waiting on this female to pick up prescriptions from not only the grocery store pharmacy, but also the Walmart pharmacy, which she came out and told them they don't have it, And I was talking about various things, and I pointed out that opioids don't work. And actually, I was the last legal addict in this country in 1971. I was the last one to have a ad lib prescription and was taking an LD 99.999 4 to 5 times a day. And that gave them some kind of idea that they thought that I was, and sorry if some kind of bug, which is rare at this time of night. It gave one of the 3 male assholes out of this group of 4, they were in a crew cab, Chevy, teal colored, and the cops have the full description of all of them. It's easy to spot because it's got out-of-state plates. The front grille is missing. It's a 20-year-old Chevy. Please, we all know you're fucking drug thugs. Yeah. And they broke the law. One of the 3 guys, the guy in the middle, it wasn't the tallest, wasn't the little skinny guy, said, hey, when he saw me pull my prescription out of my pocket and see that I had been misprescribed, they had given me generic instead of brand name. He said, hey, can I buy your pills? And I said, no. He broke the law right there. And I will be signing a complaint very soon about that. And then he started going like, hey, man, you know where I can get some oxys? I said, what? Because he's sitting in the back of a crew cab 20 to 25 feet away. I want to be sure that everybody within 100 feet can hear that this asshole junkie, what he's saying. and in case there's a microphone on the Walmart, cameras. He goes, OxyContin, man, you know where I can get some or whatever. And I go, dude, no. So I want to just keep making this point right now. Die, junkie, die. Most opioid addicts outgrow their addiction. It's nothing to worry about. The state of Maine, for years, even under Governor LePage, the Republican, the Democrats were trying to get boxes with a naloxone resuscitation, opioid drug, put in a box literally on every telephone pole just above the height of a 5-year-old can reach or something in all the major cities of Maine, because Maine loves that because many people in Maine are employed in the Welch shelters or the others or other substance. They make their living off of drunks and junkies. And I keep trying to explain to people that, especially in Maine or in other northern climates, that your climate is responsible for your use of obliterative drugs. Like I already said before at the beginning of this video, that people in northern climates, because when you go south to the cold climates, there's almost no land down there. Almost all the cold countries are in the north. And in all the cold countries, Norway may be exception because they're just fucking weirdos. I'm sorry, that's the nature. They got these weird food things that, I'm serious. They actually, it's a cultural thing for Norwegians not to enjoy food. They're sick fuckers. Anyway. But all cold climates, the people use obliterative drugs and love to pass out and often die in snowbanks, etc. I had one person I knew, and I helped bring him out of his traumatic depression, Wendell the Walker, that saved hundreds of young Mainers from death every winter because he would walk all night and try to sleep during the day, and during the day they would egg him or throw piss balloons at him. The same young homosexual men that he would save during the night, as soon as they got out of the emergency room, they would come and try to harm Wendell the Walker, who was a very handsome, about 6'1", blonde-haired, blue-eyed guy that was traumatized by his skank, nasty, slut wife. And I'm the one that broke his trauma and got him to talk for the first time in almost a year. Actually, it was over a year. He wouldn't talk to anybody. He would just, So, especially because of today and the amount of time that I lost and because of the embarrassment, I just want to repeat these 3 words over and over again, because that's what all of us think about you. And you SJW, unicorn, rainbow people, fuck you. You don't pay any taxes. Die, junkie, die. Die, junkie, die. Die, junkie, die. We don't give a shit about you. Okay? You get me? Right in the eye. Die, junkie, die.